Hello everyone. It has been a while since I've done a video kind of from in front of the camera really. Just doing this one to show you that I'm not all dead basically. Right, I did a similar video to this last year where I looked at my kind of like most anticipated games for 2012. So I'm going to do the same thing for 2013, and I've got a list here that I've actually done. Amazingly, some of the games that are on here were actually on last year's list and didn't come out yet, just because because it was a bit uncertain last year when they'd actually be coming out. So, without further ado, I'll kind of crack on. These are in no particular order as well. First game I'm going to talk about is Metal Gear Revengeance, or Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, or whatever it's called. On the recent release of Zone of Enders, you've probably seen my Zone of Enders HD collection. You've probably seen my earlier video looking at the US limited edition, and this has basically got a demo on it for Metal Gear Rising, which I'm not sure the European version has got, because I think they're releasing that demo quite soon, unless the European version has got this demo on it and it's not on PSN yet, because I think the PSN version's coming out very soon for European gamers. So I have played a little bit of this, and very impressed with what I've played so far. It's a bit mind-boggling when you actually start the game, just to see just the levels of destruction you can actually do. You can chop up bridges, you can chop up cars into little pieces. The mechanic of kind of chopping up bad guys and taking energy from them, it's really well implemented, but it's a bit of a unique way to play a game. I've never kind of played a game where you can chop everything up in such minute detail. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Pre-ordered the Xavi exclusive and also the US limited edition. I'm going to drop the UK Xavi one and go for the US one, because it's got a nice kind of like little statuette type lamp in it, which I really quite like, and it's not coming out in PAL territories, so I actually want to pick that one up. So I pre-ordered that one from Amazon US, and hopefully the service will be as good as it was with picking up Zone of Enders HD, which came all the way from the US in a couple of days or something incredibly amazing like that. So I'm hoping for something similar with that pre-order. So that's out in February, I believe. So yeah, one I'm really looking forward to. Next game I'm going to talk about, oh yeah, PS3 version, by the way. It looks gorgeous. No Ni Kuni. It's a role-playing game that looks more like a full-blown anime. I picked up it's called the Wizards edition or something like that. Yeah, basically it's you get a great big kind of like book in the edition, and it just looks like just an amazing game. And apparently it's like the PAL version of this of special edition is kind of quite selling out quite fast. It's sold out in a few places already. That's out kind of it's either next week or the week after. And again, not into role-playing games, but this looks so kind of like amazing, quite kind of magical, that I want to pick this one up. So looking forward to that. It's quite expensive, is that one. The Metal Gear Solid one's quite expensive as well, because I'm going for the special editions of both of them. So, Bioshock Infinite, game number 3. I think Metal Gear Revengeance and Bioshock Infinite were both on my lists last year, but now we've got definite release dates for them in 2013. Yeah, I can be very more definite about the fact that I'm going to actually play these this year. Bioshock Infinite looks amazing. Again, it looks like it's going to redefine the first person genre, a bit like Bioshock did. Looks very unique, going around on rails and stuff like that. Picked up the Songbird edition, again, another quite expensive limited edition there, but you know what I'm like with these things. It just looks great. It's got that typical kind of Bioshock spirit where it feels like it's kind of like, you know, 1920s, 1930s, steeped in atmosphere. Looking forward to that one big time. Huge Bioshock fan, so you know that really is one to look out for. Next game number 4, is it's a Dreamcast game that seems to be delayed, but it looks like now they're getting towards the final kind of like testing process with the game, and it's Stormwind on the Dreamcast. It's an amazing looking shoot 'em up. It's a bit worrying that it might be a Euro shoot 'em up, but there's no wrong with that. There was some fantastic ones on the Amiga, and hopefully they've got the balance right in the game. It certainly looks like one of the best looking Dreamcast games, and another shoot 'em up on the Dreamcast. There's another one out next year as well, Redux. Didn't quite make it onto the top 10 list. I know it's going to be good, but the Stormwind looks far more exciting. It's just a shame that the developers have been a bit crappy about kind of telling people when it's coming out. But as I said, it's in the final stages of the testing process, so we'll see what that's like. Game number 5 is a big surprise. This is not supposed to be out till January 11th, and it arrived in my house about a week ago. Yeah, Anakin Rain's PAL version. I'd say due out on the 11th, came early, really nice kind of like Christmas present really, and it's a spiritual successor to the Wii game Mad World, which I really liked. It's a very unique game. You can pick it up dirt cheap. Graphically, it's just kind of, you know, there's nothing like it out there. It's black, white, and red. And it looks like a comic book. This has definitely got the spirit of a comic book, and it's a beat 'em up basically. You know, there's no other way to describe it. Very over the top. Lots of special moves. The lead character in this is called Jack, and you know, if you've played Mad World, you'll realise who the character is. And yeah, the storyline's a bit kind of superfluous, really. I am really enjoying it. But the storyline is a bit light. It's a bit mad and a bit Japanese. And it's I'm just trying to think here. It's a Platinum game release. Platinum Games, great company, and yeah, it's mental to be honest. Few characters to play the game through as well. Some really cool boss battles, and multiplayer is supposed to be quite good as well. But I've not had a go on that yet. But I'm working my way through that. It's got a really nice combat system as well. So yeah, out of my top 10, the first one is here. So that is good. Right, next game I'm going to talk about. No list would be complete without 360 shoot 'em up. Next year there's a few out, but this one, Dodonpachi Sai Daiyuju's coming out this year as well. But this one edges it for me. It's Ginga Force, and it's by Q, who did the previous 360 shoot 'em up Eschatos. It's shaping up to be a really nice shooter, like Eschatos was. Not the greatest looking shooter in the world, but just very accomplished. And yeah, the production values in this game are certainly higher. And yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to this. I think it's going to be something pretty different from what I've seen of the gameplay. Lots of set pieces, lots of different angles, but definitely a shoot 'em up. So one to look forward to, definitely. And number 7 on my list is it's a bit of a strange one actually. It's a game called Gunhound EX. It's a Japanese release by G-Rev, you know, quite famous shoot 'em up makers. Loads of mechs. It's a bit like it's a bit of a run and gun, and it definitely harks back to kind of like maybe to kind of some of the mad kind of PS1 mecha games that were out there. Maybe even further back than that. Maybe 16-bit. You know, like stuff like Salt Suits Vulcan, that kind of thing. Loads of like crazy set pieces. Most interesting part about it is its PSP release. Now PSP in the West's kind of really winding down. Not very many releases, if any, for the console. But in Japan, there's a pretty big release schedule still for next year. This is one of them. There's a normal edition, limited edition. I've ordered the limited edition. It looks great. So I'll have to watch this space. I mean, it's due out in February. So we'll see what it kind of shapes up like. Now this one was on my list last year, and it's definitely coming out next year. Sorry, this year. This was on my list last year, and it's definitely coming out this year. I'll just get it right, get the scheduling right. Grand Theft Auto 5. What can I say? If you don't know what Grand Theft Auto is, the series, then there's, you know, there's no helping you, to be honest. It looks brilliant. You know, it really does look good. They've kind of, it looks like they've expanded the size. Maybe the storyline's going to be a bit better than 4. 4 was fine for me, but it was the characters. I don't know. They didn't kind of really develop the characters that much. You got more of that from the downloadable content. But 3 ways to play the game through. 3 different characters, all interacting with each other. Sounds like a bit of the shake-up that the Grand Theft series needs. So looking forward to that. I'm going for the PS3 version on that. I do remember the nightmare patching problems with Grand Theft Auto when it came out on the PS3, but when they sorted that all out and patched it, it's a nicer looking game than the 360 version, and I think, you know, something similar will happen. A lot of my friends are getting it on the PS3 as well, so it'll be good to do the multiplayer, you know, on the format where most of your friends have got it. And I always associate Grand Theft with being a Sony game on a Sony system, if that makes any sense. Yeah, game number 9 is a game I don't really know that much about at the moment, but I'll put it on my list because I love the games. It's Dead Space 3. Again, it must have been in development before 2 was released for it to be coming out in such a short period of time. As I say, I don't know much about it. Seen a few of the trailers, seen the teasers. It certainly looks interesting. Looks like the first and second one, so you know, I'm definitely on board with that. And the last game, probably not one that many people will be as excited for as I am, and it's Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage 2, and that's got to be on my top 10 just because I played the original to death. Love the Fist of the North Star anime and the films. The game was great for a fan of the series. If you like Dynasty Warriors as well, it's made by the same people. There's those similarities, and it was so much fun in playing the game through multiple times with different characters to unlock other characters. I spent a lot of time on it, and I loved every second. And I know it's not the greatest, it's not the greatest game ever. And I think you've got to be a fan of, you know, either the film or the games. And you know, it's one of those people hate them or love them. So, and I thought it was cool, and I'm going to play it through again and get all the achievements like I did with the other one. But again, might not be one that I get on release. I'll pick it up later on down the line because I picked up the original quite cheap, and I'll probably do the same with the second one, but I'll definitely be picking it up this year. Quite a few titles kind of like bubbling under the top 10, and it's quite kind of difficult to chop it down. Persona 4 is the Golden Edition coming out on the PSP Vita. Sorry, the PS Vita. I quite like the look of that too. As I said, Redux. Sorry. There's I think this year there's the HD version of PSO coming out on the Dreamcast as well, which I've backed on Kickstarter, and I'm going to get the Japanese version of that on the Dreamcast. But it's quite an exciting year again. I know you'll have your generic kind of Modern Warfare releases. There's new Gears out as well, Gears of War Judgment, which again, I like that series. That's going to be cool. There's work going on Zone of Enders 3, which could be very interesting as well. Not sure if that's a this year release. All a bit quiet on the kind of on the shmup front really. Apart from the few that I've mentioned, there's probably about 4 or 5 shoot 'em ups that are definitely coming out next year. But it'll be interesting to see where Cave go next, and maybe to see if Konami jump back into the ring. I think they need to, to be honest. It's been far too long since we had a Gradius or a Parodius or a Twinbee or something like that. But as well as looking forward to all these new games, there's plenty of old games to kind of to pick up too. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. Any of you guys kind of got any thoughts, or you got any top 10s or anything that would really definitely make your list? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll have a discussion. So thanks very much for watching, and yeah, putting up with me talking for 18 minutes or so. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.